far as how to make the website more accessible. Questions on 815? Okay, so we will make sure we add the number 8 that you guys talked about, description and depiction of school violence. The mays and shalls where we talked about.
Removing that section.
And removing the employee section.
Right.
Okay.
So everyone will be moving everything forward with the changes, the recommendations. All right, and here new business, Dr. Mitchell, we get you as a feature tonight.
You get me tonight, that's right. So bringing to the committee, I'd like to bring to the committee 2 options for our calendar for the upcoming school year 25-26. And this is a little bit of a challenging calendar that we want to be able to take a look at, as 25-26 will conclude our construction phase of the middle school, high school. So you'll see option A is a traditional schedule. Traditional schedule typically starts right around that 3rd week in August. It begins with in-service days to be able to prepare, kick off the school year, provide direction for the staff and students. The very first day is the 21st. One of the things that had been very helpful for me when I sat in Dr. Barrington's office was a strategic layout of active days that would provide training and development for our teachers, where they were evenly spaced so that we could train at the beginning, have another in-service day in October where we could learn, understand what we did at the beginning of the year and plan moving ahead, and have periodic checks. What this calendar does for us overall is it provides for us breaks during the school year. It meets our hours that we need to provide for our students' instruction that are required by state law. And it also provides graduation in May, a few days after Memorial Day, but it also allows for an Act 80 day at the end of the school year to allow our teachers to really, truly close out the year without the stress of getting kids together, finishing any kind of assessment or work that they have to do with students. And it also allows us to really, truly provide to our retirees a send well wishes. Our current practice has been for the past, oh my goodness, 20, 30 years when I was here previously. We would invite our retirees back to the beginning of the school year. Retirees, I think I've seen one in the number of years that I was here that came back. Typically, retirees do not want to come back on that first day. So having that end of the year would allow us to close out the school year, honor our retirees at the end of the school year, and wrap everything up. And this is something that some teachers had shared with me that they found attractive and appealing to them. So really, that's our traditional schedule. And again, it provides us with 175.5 days for our students, 186 days that are contracted for our teachers. So it fulfills all of the boxes that we must meet for our students and our teachers. Questions about option A?
I have some, yes.
Okay.
So, couple things. I don't like us starting on Thursday. I'd like us to look at starting on Tuesday or Wednesday. So like a kind of soft, like not a full 5 days. I also would like to see us bring back the Monday after rifle season starts. I know that it now starts on Saturday, but we were the only district in the area, York and Adams County, who were in session that day. Something else I would like to see in this calendar is traditional snow days brought back. I would like to see at least one with big days after, like first day everyone, there's no teaching, there's nothing. I really would like to see 2. I don't know where we can compromise on that, if that would be an option. And some things I had thought about would be if we started, so in thinking through this, if we would start school August 19th instead of 21st, that would still give us in school session like 2 days, which means we could pull 2 days for actual snow days, where students aren't having to do anything online. And the reason, as a lot of parents, you know, just seeing on social media, just are a little frustrated. It is a hot topic, and you can't please everybody, I understand that. That's why I'm saying, like, maybe we can just at least do one. That if we added more time maybe to the Easter break, I'm trying to figure out how this will all work. But the Easter break is April 3rd and 6th. So we would have Friday, Monday. If we would take those 2 days from the 19th and 20th of August when we start for snow days, add those in for Tuesday the 2nd or Thursday the 2nd and Tuesday the 7th. Then we would pull those as a makeup day. And if not, then the students got extra spring break time with their families and they could travel. I know when our older boys were younger, you had almost a full week. Again, trying to meet all the requirements, but still, parents I saw, like, you know, they're having to go to work as well on a snow. They weren't off like our students were or the teachers were. And so then they would drop them off at the grandparents' house. And then the grandparents may not be quite as efficient or up to date, you know, with all the computer stuff. And then changes were made, and then having to be at work and having to call the teacher or call into the grandparents and say, hey, this is your change, and have them do this instead. And, you know, when I grew up, and you grew up around the same time, we had big snows. Like, we had like 2 feet of snow, you know, and we're not really getting those anymore, it seems. But just at least have one. Kids, go outside, play, have fun. Don't worry about it. Teachers too. Don't worry about any stresses about that. You know what? If we have that snow day, then April 2nd, we're going to be at school that day. That's something that I would really like to see. And again, knowing that we're hearing the parents, we're listening to you. I mean, being a parent, I don't hate big days. They're not my favorite, but they're okay, you know. But like we had our middle schooler today, and yesterday, he was doing school till 1 o'clock. You know, he couldn't go outside and play. The younger ones were on school a little, done earlier. But just to, can we try to compromise somewhere and at least do one traditional snow day? I would like to see 2 if we can, but at least one. I would like to really, I mean, again, I don't know how this all works with the hours. I know we're in neighboring districts like New Oxford, they're doing completely traditional snow days. But again, building them in so we don't have to go any longer in the year. I do like that we're getting out, again, it's not June. I like that we're getting out in May. We're not getting out in June. Some schools, they start later than what we do, and they're still out getting out at the same time here. They don't have as many days built in. Like we have 2 days off for the students in February and March. Now again, I think that February 16th is President's Day. January 19th is Martin Luther King Day. So obviously I want to keep those. But if there's some way we can even work around maybe the 13th of February, maybe even the 13th of March, so we can kind of make this doable and we can, let's say, parents, we hear you, we're trying to work with you.
So, Mrs. Dressler, thank you for sharing those thoughts. Those are really great thoughts. And if the committee wishes me to be able to put some of those things in, I can certainly take this and prioritize those areas that you're looking at. So one of the priorities that I heard was the Monday after Thanksgiving. If that's something that the board wishes to be able to move forward with, you just direct me to let me know, and I can make sure that that happens in the calendar. The second part of that, snow days, I can certainly take a look. I have communicated with neighboring district superintendents to find out, you know, how are you doing this? Because one obstacle and complexity to this is our current teacher's contract that goes through 2029 requires or has us paying teachers for 186 days.
Yeah.
And any day that I might cancel school for students and staff, then the teachers are getting a free day.
Right.
And if that's acceptable to the board, That's okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying, if we could start earlier, just those 2 days, then that would be built in. And then if we don't need them, then we're
Their
off.
days off.
Yeah, so if that would be an option, because it's not, like, I just think starting on a Thursday just seems kind of silly. At least start on a Wednesday like we normally do, or back it up to Tuesday.
So,
What's
so,
that?
Thursday is a terrible day to take.
so if I hear
Midweek or Monday.
midweek or Monday,
I do like that as kind of a soft start for especially kindergartners and some first graders. I kind of like that.
Even
So I don't want to start Monday, starting there. I don't want to start it a full week, doing where it is.
as a
Can I just ask a
teacher,
clarifying question?
Yeah,
So when you're saying about putting a snow day, you're talking old traditional where we also then have snow makeup days in?
yeah, so that would be like if we added those 2 days to the Easter break.
Then they would be snow makeup days.
Yes.
So if we were off yesterday
Yes.
for our first
Yeah.
snow day.
Yes,
Everybody's off, but then they're coming to school.
on April the
April
2nd.
2nd.
Yes. And then today, they'd be coming to school April the 7th. Or if we could take a day, like that February 13th day, taking that day and making that a snow makeup day instead. But again, I don't know the requirements that we need with the teachers and their planning, or if we could even maybe do like an Act 80 day. So if for some reason the teachers, and I know again, transportation is only a half day, but at least the teachers would still get some of that time in the afternoon. If the students could come in the morning, it wouldn't be a full day, but at least not making them have to add any extra time onto their schedule as well. I'm not trying to make it all, I'm trying to make everybody happy. And again, I would want to talk to the Littlestown Education Association as well, get their input, their thoughts on this as well. But yes, traditional school days, hey, it's a snow day, enjoy the day. No one has any responsibilities except for to shovel your driveway or your sidewalks.
so I hear, this is what I hear.
Now, this is me, I don't know what anybody else feels.
And this is a question out to everyone on the committee. Monday after Thanksgiving. Try to look at that as a priority to have
Yeah.
that day off.
Yes.
There's two thumbs there.
There's probably some fun in the audience too.
The second part of that I heard was have at least one snow day or have a return of snow days, meaning that we would then have days that would be scheduled off, but would be listed as snow makeup days.
Yes. Yes.
Is there, I know there were a whole bunch of scenarios and suggestions.
Mhm.
Is there any other priority for this calendar?
I really would like to see us start on August 20th, if we can.
Midweek.
Midweek. I mean, if we don't want to do Tuesday, that's fine, but I would like to see us start on Wednesday.
And trying to work with other events that are going on causes us to really limit it to that week, so we
Okay.
can those things down. So, okay, so midweek, we have Monday after Thanksgiving, we have at least one snow day with makeup days listed later, correct?
Yes.
Anything else?
Somebody say no to
Okay.
But then we have to make those up. I mean, then we have to.
We could, I would, now, some of us had to work through the blizzard of '96, the blizzard of '93, and when those
I
blizzards,
watched the school in 6 foot of snow.
when those days happen, and
With those
even,
shoes.
even recently, more recently, I know we've had some snows, when we have, or if we have a return of a snow event that lasts a full week, when we run out of snow days, then we tack that on to the end of the year, and that causes complexities with graduation and
I know.
other things.
But could we do that, like if we, I mean, it's been unusual, when's the last time we've had, probably, what, 96?
Yeah.
Every medicine,
So we
you know.
may be due very soon.
But could we somehow add those days in to the calendar?
I can
For a
certainly
possibility.
take, I think, what your priorities are,
At
take
least-
a look at the calendar, and come back with options that will
Yeah.
include those,
Yeah.
those requests.
Can we see maybe 2 snow days built in? Or maybe just do 2?
Does anybody else want to weigh in? So, let's debate the snow days, because I know we see it on Facebook, people complaining about fit days, they want a traditional snow day. I feel like we're getting just as many complaints when we have to make up a day. I think people are going to be in an uproar.
If I may, Nick, a few years back, Mr. Bigger did put surveys out regularly to community and staff, and the weight between a snow day and a bid day was about 50-50. So it was, we want snow days, yes, 50%. We want bid days so that we don't have to make them up, yes. So I think really it's 50-50.
But it's not tacking it on the end of the year, and already have it built in, maybe that'd be a little better for parents to.
Well,
Well, I saw on social media, some parents said, it's a joke, I don't even know what to do. So,
well, and looking at it from the point of, I was a student not too long ago.
Yeah.
I would rather do the 4-hour fit day from home, that's not as taxing in terms of the workload the teachers are going to get, than go to school later for a full day.
And I can see that more for independent, like sixth grade, I know I say sixth grade, but like, you know, middle school, high school, okay, that's fine. But the elementary students, sometimes maybe can we just, on an individual packet or something, I don't know, make it easier on like babysitters, grandparents. I don't know what the right answer is, but,
Right.
I'd like to see at least one traditional snow day, if we could just do that. I would compromise on.
two preferably, but go for one.
But do you want to have to make the one up?
No, I want it
No,
built in.
we said we can steal another day from somewhere else.
So I guess I'd be making it up.
Yeah, yeah.
It
That's
would be built in.
what I'm
But if
hearing
you're
you
talking with
say.
other districts, like I know
Easter Bunny
Gettysburg,
would just be one.
yesterday and today, they're off, no school work at all whatsoever, no makeup whatsoever, and they're not changing any time with adding on, getting out, anything
Yeah.
here. And again, I don't know for sure how they did that, but if we could kind of copy that.
I did ask.
Yeah.
I did reach out to the superintendent of Gettysburg and
So how did they do that then?
they provided a day of planning and prep for their teachers and they count it as a day. And
So basically, they work.
so basically, teachers work.
Okay, I'd be fine with that. Would teachers be okay with that?
If you're asking me, I think teachers would probably love to have
They
just a
jump
day.
through the roof.
Okay then, let's
Sit
do
at
that.
home and work through that.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm okay with that.
Well,
That's
it's
it.
almost essentially a day off, I think is what Tim is going to do.
I understand, but.
There's really no monitoring of anything, and
I
our
know.
teachers are wonderful.
They- yes.
I will absolutely give that to them. They are.
No teacher's going to turn down presents like
And,
that.
yeah,
Right, but they might appreciate that because some days it is a little harder. I don't know. Maybe just one.
So we gotta let's get to some direction.
Bring it back next.
So let's start with one snow day. Who's in favor of one normal snow day?
At least one?
Can you describe more? Like, what are you
Well,
asking?
first of all, one, let's say the first snow of the year, first snow day of the year being a non-bid day, means students will not have to bring up. And then I'll ask the second one question.
So would teachers then just do the planning?
That's the second one. So first of all, just the first one, no,
No, nothing, maybe big plans, no.
so then the second part would be a makeup or no makeup, and the teachers get their contracted day.
Yes. I like that.
That's reasonable.
What?
I know, I said they were planning this thing too. I don't know what the right, I just I want to believe and trust our teachers that if the students are off for a traditional snow day, that if I'm trusting them in school to teach my children or teach our students and give their 100%, I am trusting that they're going to be giving 100% too when they're not here. Again, there might be some that take advantage, maybe they won't be able to even go anywhere they got planned, I don't know.
Well, I think that what we need you and Dr. Leslie to do would be to put together some things with the teachers, like some suggestions of how to use that snow.
That they would have to,
Scope of work.
that they would submit something to you so you could see what they did.
Well,
Correct.
not
Correct. So something along those lines. Typically, as a principal, I would always ask teachers for evidence of work.
Yeah.
If it wasn't there, to be able to lead that work.
Yeah,
So I would give them direction and then ask at the end of the time, provide me with evidence of what's been completed.
yeah.
So perhaps something like that. So I would ask the board to give me these priorities as we've stated and allow me to work back here behind the scenes and figure out ways in which to meet your requests and move forward with a viable calendar for the upcoming steps. Because we've only hit option A,
I know.
so we still have to look at option B.
Yeah, so it sounds like, in terms of snow dates.
Yes.
What the compromise would be, one traditional snow day, that the students would not make up, teachers would
Yeah.
Yep. And then you got starting on Wednesday, is that good?
Wednesday the 20th.
Midweek,
And
and
Monday.
one snow day.
Monday.
Monday after Thanksgiving.
I heard those three things.
Now you can roll the option.
Okay. And it, yeah, so this is your
I'm sorry, I
traditional
just
calendar.
wanted, I